Happy 50th anniversary of hip hop, right? Man,
Right,
hip hop has been so good to us, bro. Like it's changed our lives. It's given us ways to eat and take care of our families.
right,
When you
right.
think about the last 50 years of hip hop, what are some of your favorite key moments watching it as a fan?
To me, it's just the golden era of hip hop for me was and will always be, the highlight of hip hop for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
the '90s. For me, the '90s was it. Even though like I was introduced to the mixtape scene and to the industry period within the 2000s, the '90s was the time that like
Hey,
I
the
took a.
early 2000s though was a real good time still. It was still a
Now,
real good time.
now it definitely was, but the '90s is where when I really fell in love with hip hop. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you had like a crazy amount of classic albums dropping. Hip hop was just so pure, and it's like it was indescribable. You know what I mean? It's like the essence of hip hop was just so present. It's like, man, there was so many good albums, so much good music, so many dope groups. It's unmatched, man. And then like it it spilled into the early 2000s, and we kept it going from there. And you got a lot of dope artists that came from there too. So it's like, the '90s and the 2000s for me. Well, you know what I'm saying? I say both of those eras.
Yeah, because I feel like during that time, obviously lyricism was very celebrated, and then it started to dip into more commercialization from there, right? Like shiny
Mhm.
suits, and like you saw hip hop really go mainstream on another level from there.
Right. I mean, that's when all these, well, it was always about monopolizing on some level, but during the late '90s is when it really uh, kind of shifted into it being more of a monopolized thing on an extremely crazy level. You know what I mean? The
Right.
big execs start dumping uh, incredible amounts of money into these artists, and wanting to get their money back, and they looked at it more so as a business for real, and people start changing their styles and all that to try to attempt to sell records and things like that. You had just your marketing plans. People start like doing certain stuff. It just turned into something else. The purity disappeared after a while. You know what I'm saying?
But don't you like you remember when there was actual real A&Rs that like was like developing artists? There
It's
was
no artist
something.
development at all.
Yeah,
That's
there's
done.
there was something to be said about that, wasn't it? Like it was a different time, man. Like
That
really.
that was dope. You feel what I'm saying? It was dope when you had real A&Rs around. You had artist development. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that was necessary because now you can see um the lack of artist development in a lot of these artists nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of them, don't
Mhm.
get me wrong, you have a lot of artists that drop records and they may be go viral and all that, and their songs may pop on the radio or whatever the case be, but a lot of them don't stick around for too long. And not only that, but when these artists get interviewed, the things that they say, the way they carry themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like
No
all that
media
was
training.
absolutely no media training, and like you could see it. You feel what I'm saying? You could be like,
Right.
yo, see, this is one of those people that it's evident that they could have used media training and they could have used artist development. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Right.
just like it's none of that now. It's absent.
But you know that the crazy thing now is like the record labels are just looking for the next biggest trend, right? That's why they search on TikTok. That's why they look for like these things that could potentially go viral, but it's like you said, it's not long lasting.
Right.
You picking out people that have like a personality, a character, and they may not have no experience making music whatsoever.
Right. Because this is like I'm pretty sure that you heard it multiple times. This is the microwave era, man. They
Yeah.
want the what's right now thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter if it's gonna last. Give it to me right now.
And a lot of artists though, it's like you got to get yourself popping before like the record labels will fuck with you though.
Right. As soon as you get yourself popping, here they come, yo. Okay, let me give you a little push. Let me put my hand up your back like Geppetto, no
Mhm.
rainbow. You know what I mean? Long as I could get some of that.